Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with my Power Week Day 5 video coverage. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently today. As for my main topic, I'm actually going to be talking about the Dino Fury Season 2 episode descriptions that have come out from the international airings, which are, I think, far more interesting than today's announcement. I am going to quickly talk about what today's official announcement was for about a minute, so just kind of fast forward to about a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes to hear me talking about the Dino Fury stuff, but I figured I would talk about the Power Week announcement for today, but it didn't really warrant its own video. But basically, we got Lightning Collection Power Daggers, kind of going off of yesterday's announcement of the Yellow Ranger Morpher, which I don't have a whole lot to say about. I think it's neat we're doing kind of non-expected stuff like Tommy's weapons or the Power Sword, and that they'll probably combine is pretty neat, but I think they're also kind of overpriced, but I'm just kind of largely indifferent to it, so I don't have a whole lot to say. The only two things of interest I wanted to note was the Blue Ranger stuff was announced after there was rumors of David Yost being in the anniversary episode, and also there was the rumors about the anniversary special having Yellow Ranger's daughter, so that could be a coincidence that they're highlighting blue and yellow, but I don't know. The only other thing that was interesting to note was that they said that this was the finale of Power Week or the end of Power Week, so that leads me to believe that maybe tomorrow we won't get an announcement and then we'll just get an announcement on Sunday. That's kind of interesting, but we'll have to see. So yeah, now let's actually talk about the Dino Fury episode spoilers. So the episode, mini descriptions have been leaking all week. I've kind of had a harder time keeping up with things a little bit, like I said, because I'm having to work off my phone. And a lot of them are kind of generic. They give you a little bit to talk about. But what I wanted to talk about was some people have found translations from, I believe it was German, more thorough episode descriptions of the last 3 episodes. Now, take this with a grain of salt because they could be wrong or it could be mistranslated. Sometimes when you run things through a translator, things get lost in translation. But regardless, I think it gives us some really interesting things to talk about. So I'm only talking about the last 3 episodes primarily. So the first of which was episode 20, which I believe is going to be called Invasion. And in that one, it says some modern day Rafcon people arrive and they actually want to conquer Earth. They do not come in peace, and it forces the Rangers to work with the villains to fight them off. But then the description basically describes the whole plot, but then it says something about Pop Pop helps the leader realize all people aren't bad, which is just not true. Why are you lying to kids like that? People are the worst. But that's really interesting. I'm going to talk about something with that when I finish all the episode descriptions, because I think that would have been actually a really interesting plot for a series finale. And then the 2 final episodes seem to center around the Void family, and basically the episode descriptions confirm the theory that Amelia is an alien and that Void Knight is her dad. And when she discovers that, he turns back to Tarek, and at some point he becomes Void Knight again. One of the descriptions says, I don't remember if it was 21 or 22. It doesn't make it clear at all. We can speculate whether that means Void Knight proper or Ryusoul Brown. I'm kind of hoping for Ryusoul Brown's suit just because I want to see it used, and that maybe there's a 1% chance we could get a Ryusoul Brown figure. I think that would be great. Obviously the armor went to Zato because it became his power-up again, but he could either let him borrow it or maybe the Rangers give him his own armor in honor of him redeeming himself. But that sounds fairly straightforward, but it sounds like then Void Queen is going to go forth with this big explosive plan, but then they save the day by plugging Amelia's memories into Void Queen. I think this kind of infers that the thing that Void Queen is likely upset at humanity about is that they stole her baby, which would be Amelia. So maybe she gets shown oh, I led a peaceful life and we can be a family now and it's kumbaya and everyone's redeemed. So it sounds fairly generic. It sounds like some cool stuff, to be sure. A lot of stuff a lot of people called, but some interesting stuff as well. There is one other really interesting beat in there that could possibly have implications for next season, but I'll get to that in a minute. I just wanted to talk for 1 second and say that even though I think this stuff sounds good, and it's hard to tell how good it's going to be from just reading the descriptions, knowing the Rafcon thing, I think it would have been far more interesting to make the Rafcon people the final villain. I think, especially since Void Queen and Void Knight are redeemable villains, having the Rangers work together with them to fight the evil Rafcon people, and then when that's happening, have Void Knight and Void Queen's redemption arc through her daughter or their daughter, I think that would have been more interesting, because then you're getting kind of this generic expected storyline that's going to have some cool beats, but then also I think making the Rafcon people the final villain and making them evil would have been a cool twist. I don't think it's one that current PR has the balls to do, but I think that would have been cool, and it would have been a cool way of marrying the expected with the unexpected. Regardless, there's a lot of stuff in this that sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. But now to the real meaty stuff. Again, this could be a result of a translation, being kind of off. So I don't want to put too much stock into it, but it's definitely interesting considering some of the rumors we've gotten. It says, like, after the final battle, the Morphin Masters collect the Sporix. What could this mean? Well, they do say that, but that's not the big thing. After that, then it says 6 months later, Zato, a White Ranger, arrives. Now, the way that this is translated, it could be one of those things where it's not clear, like, is Zato the White Ranger? Does Zato arrive with a White Ranger? Is there even a White Ranger? Is this just a mistranslation? Or do Zato and the White Ranger both arrive, just happen to be at the same time? The reason that's interesting is because of all the rumors we've been getting about Season 3, or about, the next season, that it could be like a Dino Fury Season 3, or be connected to it somehow. We've gotten rumors about Cosmic Fury, we've gotten rumors about High Speed, for Karamajor adaptation, Zenkaiger adaptation, Zyuohger adaptation have all been rumored. Now, when there's a White Ranger, out of the Sentais we have that are unadapted, at least from modern times, that have any sort of White Ranger, all you have is Zenkaiger, obviously, and then you have the Red Ranger Orion power-up, which is a White Ranger from Q Ranger, which a lot of people jump to immediately instead of Zenkaiger. People really want that Q Ranger adaptation. I mean, I would too, just for the figures, but people want it so hard, it's making me not want it. It was just interesting, I think, primarily because of the Zenkaiger rumor. There's been several rumors that we might do a Zenkaiger adaptation, and the idea of maybe having a segue into what I'll call Cosmic Fury for now, having the equivalent of Zenkaiser show up, whether it's somehow Zato and they carry over the cast and he becomes this new Ranger, or it's a new character that arrives with Zato, is interesting. Again, this could all be coincidental. Like, it could be a coincidence that the Zenkaiger rumors and this mistranslation happened, but it definitely, perked me up because I'm like, oh, that's interesting because, again, the Zenkaiger rumors, and I think that would be cool if, whether or not it's a direct sequel to Dino Fury, or it just has some loose elements, I think the idea of segueing the seasons could be kind of neat. Also, it would be really cool if it was just a really awesome looking Dino Fury White Ranger suit, because I really like the suits. I really like White Ranger suits. That would be awesome to have. Like, I hate that. That's another reason I want to get away from Sentai, is that I hate that when you're reading that, that's almost completely like, oh, that probably wouldn't happen. Like in any other show, like if Sentai didn't exist and Power Rangers was its own thing, and you heard a White Ranger showing up, you would probably think, yeah, there's gonna be Dino Fury White Ranger, but we instantly have to think, nope, Sentai didn't do it. Like, I don't want to have to care what Sentai did. I think it would be awesome if we just weren't in this box. And because I think I just really want to see a Dino Fury White Ranger suit. But that's not necessarily out of the realm of possibility. You never say never, because they are leaning towards doing things more originally. So that could happen too. But I think that's really interesting. It appears that the international airings will definitely, or most likely, finish before we get the episodes here in Netflix. As I mentioned in previous recordings, what I'll likely do is just do videos discussing the plots, like the spoiler plots, like, episode 15, this is what happened, oh, this was major. And then I'll do the proper reviews for the Netflix airings. So I'll do like a video for each episode or episodes discussing the plot that went down and my thoughts on it. And then I'll do one big review of the second half of the season when it all hits Netflix. So look forward to that. I will be covering it soon, and it's coming up soon. September should be the month. We'll learn all about season 2. But what do you think of these spoilers? Who do you think the White Ranger is? Who do you hope it is? Do you want it to be a Dino Thunder White Ranger? Well, why not? But I meant Dino Fury White Ranger. Do you want it to be Zenkaiser? Do you want it to be Orion Q Ranger? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps, ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.